If you continue to save money, you're losing about 2% of that money to inflation every year. And if you're saving to change your lifestyle, then once you save quote unquote enough, then those savings will run out. Now, instead of trying to save your way into financial freedom, do all these things instead. Now guys, just before we get into it, if you're new here and you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Ian, and here on this channel I talk about ways to make money, save money, investing, credit cards, and all things personal finance related. So if these are topics that will interest you, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. And also consider subscribing to this channel and turning on the notifications when you do so you can get updated when I post new videos here, which is at least once per day on YouTube. Now, if you're saving by just parking some money somewhere, it's not going to do you any good, right? Saving alone is pretty much useless as inflation eats out approximately 2% of your savings per year. Now, if you don't know what inflation is, it's simply put the rate at which money loses its value. So, for instance, 10 years ago, what you could purchase with $1, you most likely won't be able to now, and that may cost you $1.25 or something of the sort, because even though $1 is still $1, it's worth less or can get you less for what it could get you when compared to the past. So saving is just losing money if you simply put some money away for savings and at a rate of 2% in losses per year on average. Now, I'm not saying saving is bad because it's very useful, especially when you need access to cash fast. So you should definitely save some of your income, but only what you need in the event that you had some small emergency, right? Now, yes, there are high yield or high interest savings accounts that will give you interest over 2%. And yes, that would be beating inflation, but that's just to merely beat inflation. So when saving money, do choose a savings account that gives you more than 2%. Now, right now, at the time of making this video, the economy isn't at its best and interest rates have been reduced to almost zero. So right now, the best you can get is probably around 1%, which ends up being lower than inflation. So if you continue to save this year in one of these accounts, you still lose 1% of the value of your money. Now, be sure to check the channel for my videos about the highest interest paying savings accounts to learn more about that. But for now, let's look at the alternative and why they're better than just merely saving your money in an account somewhere where you lose 2% on average in the value of that money every year. Now, first on the list is, of course, no other than investing. Now, investing comes in several forms, right? The first one being self-investment, or at least that's the first one that we're going to be talking about here. So before you save all your income or try to save all your income, you should budget for self-investment. Now, this means that you'll be paying for some knowledge which will help you earn even more. Now, in the book, The Millionaire Next Door, it lays out what the wealthiest people do to get wealthy and stay wealthy. One thing they all had in common is that they had more than one or merely two streams of income. Now, you don't have to spend your money on some expensive college degrees or some complex course that costs you $999.99 by some self-proclaimed internet guru, but having more knowledge will help you understand more ways to earn additional income. So, if you're interested in doing sales, for example, or internet marketing or something else apart from what you do now, then you should invest in some learning material that will help you learn more about starting in that business or side job, which will then in turn help you to earn more money. Now, by how much is this better than savings? Well, that depends on how much you can earn based on your new skills or knowledge that you've acquired. Also, guys, remember, just as how you can come to this channel every day and get free information that's actually useful, you can do the same for just about anything, right? Free knowledge is all around us. Now, the second thing that you can do instead of saving is to invest your money into income-producing assets or investments. Now, investing doesn't mean thousands of dollars worth of assets, and assets don't mean multiple apartment complexes that have 300 units each. The objective here is to purchase things that will produce income, right? So that can be an investment property for some people and an RV that you can park at home and Airbnb. Now, I understand that not everybody is able to purchase income-producing assets depending on where they are in terms of their income, but for those who can, that would be a better option than just merely saving your money. Now, if you're just starting out and you really don't have much cash, then you can use an app such as M1 Finance to start investing in stocks and ETFs with $100 or even WEBULL. So that brings us to the next thing that you should do instead of just merely saving your money. What you want to do is to invest into ETFs, bonds, and stocks, or all if you can. And yes, investing starts at just $100. Now, if you've always wanted to invest in Coca-Cola or Apple because their stocks do really well over time, or you believe in the products, then you may have also found it frustrating because sometimes only one unit of the stock may cost several $100s or even over $1,000, which is way out of your budget starting out. Now, one stock at Amazon is over $1,000, for instance. But luckily, with apps like M1 Finance and WEBULL, you can invest in a fraction, so you can start with only $100. Now, there are several apps or investment platforms geared toward beginners that you can use, and investing in an ETF such as the popular S&P 500 as an example, even with fluctuations over the long term, will yield approximately 8% or more on average. So think about it. Savings account that gives you 0.001% where you lose money to inflation, high yield savings account that gives you 2% if you're lucky where you merely beat inflation or match inflation, or an ETF or stock that delivers even 30% on a good year. Now, just as with any investment, stocks may go up and down in value all the time, but in the long run, usually the value increases significantly. So as you can see in this screenshot, the performance of this S&P 500 is really good, and even though there are times when it goes down, for the majority of the time, it does really, really well. Another option which everybody should take advantage of is to invest in stocks. And yes, we just talked about that. But not just any stocks. Invest in stocks that pay you dividends. Now, what this means is that you will actually get a check, usually every quarter, of some of the profits made by how well that stock performed. Now, this doesn't affect your initial stock purchase, and once the stock keeps performing well, your initial investment still keeps going up in value, and you keep getting those dividend checks as well. Now, I found that this is a very good way to start since it gives you that boost, especially if you're new to investing, and investing and getting profits takes a lot of time. So if you were to invest in a stock that pays dividends, then you would get a happy reminder every quarter to keep you motivated to keep investing regularly. Or if you want to, you can actually invest in such a way that you get a dividend payout every single month. And if you guys would like to learn more about that, drop me a comment down below and I can make a video about my monthly dividend income investing strategy if you'd like to see it. The next thing that you should do instead of just saving is to take advantage of your employer's 401k plans. Now, most employers match whatever you contribute, sometimes up to 4%. So that's just free money on the table. If you contribute $100 to the plan, then they'll contribute $100, as well as so long it falls into the match percentage, and this is usually around 4% of your annual income. So you invest 4% of your income and you get to choose what the investments are. And just for doing that, your employer matches your contributions, doubling your investments every year or your invested amount every year. So don't let that pass you. Take advantage of it. You could be getting an additional 4% of your income every year, and it also reduces your taxable income, which depending on which tax bracket you are in, may have you taking home more per paycheck. Another thing that you can and should do is to invest in a side business. Now again, research done on America's Wealthiest in the book The Millionaire Next Door show that these people were more interested in increasing their income by having multiple streams as opposed to getting a promotion or trying to always make more money by doing one single thing, right? I mean, that's kind of like putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Now, if you haven't read The Millionaire Next Door, then it's a very good book about research conducted on America's Wealthiest to see what their lives were like and what they do differently from everybody else to be so wealthy. Now, I won't spoil it, so if you guys are interested in reading about that, then I've left a link below to that book and two others, and you can check them out and read them when you get a chance. So saving in an account that gives you more than inflation is good for keeping some funds that you may need at any time, like your 3 to 6 months emergency fund. But if you're thinking about savings, a long-term savings, then these are things that you should do with your money instead of just merely saving it, right? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this video really helped you guys out. Now, if you've made it to the end of this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment your thoughts down below, and of course, subscribe if you haven't already done so. And when you do that, hit the notification bell if you haven't so you can see when I post new videos here, which is once per day on YouTube. Now, remember to check the links down below in the description for all kinds of free stuff, right? And once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Adios.